Hey everyone, and welcome back to All About AI Tech. Today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that's been dominating headlines: the escalating US-China chip war. The fight for technological dominance is getting fierce, and the battlefield is the semiconductor industry. Specifically, the US has just rolled out a fresh set of export controls aimed at curbing China's access to advanced computing chips, and the repercussions are going to be felt globally. For anyone interested in AI, technology, and the future of global power dynamics, this is a must-watch. Buckle up, because it's going to be a complex but fascinating ride. Alright, so what exactly are these new export controls, and why do they matter? Simply put, the US government is making it harder for China to get its hands on the high-end semiconductors that power cutting-edge AI. These controls build on previous restrictions, closing loopholes and tightening the screws even further. We're talking about chips that are crucial for everything from supercomputers and military applications to the development of advanced AI models. The US government is concerned that these chips could be used to boost China's military capabilities and challenge US technological supremacy. So, they're pulling out all the stops to limit access. This isn't the first time we've seen the US target specific Chinese companies. Remember the Huawei saga? The US blacklisted Huawei, and then we saw how the company tried to get around those restrictions by using intermediaries like Sophgo to acquire chips from TSMC, the Taiwanese semiconductor giant. This latest round of export controls is partially a reaction to these kinds of workarounds, aiming to hold foundries like TSMC accountable for where their chips are ending up. It's a game of cat and mouse, and the stakes are incredibly high. Now, you might have heard the term entity list thrown around. What is it, exactly? It's essentially a blacklist of companies that the US government deems a threat to national security. Companies on this list face severe restrictions on acquiring US goods and technology. This latest update saw a bunch of Chinese and even some Singaporean companies added to the list, including Sophgo and Jipu AI, a prominent AI research firm. Being on the entity list is a big deal. It can cripple a company's ability to operate, especially in the high-tech sector. Another key element in understanding these export controls is the Foreign Direct Product Rule, or FDPR. This rule is a powerful tool that allows the US to control the export of goods made outside the US if they are produced using US technology or software. So even if a chip is manufactured in another country, if it relies on US technology, the US can still restrict its sale to China. It's a way of extending US influence over the global semiconductor supply chain. Let's get a little technical here. The new export controls introduce some key metrics for determining which chips are restricted. We're talking about things like total processing performance, TPP, and performance density. Essentially, these metrics measure how powerful a chip is in terms of its computing capabilities. The higher the TPP or performance density, the more restricted the chip. This is meant to prevent China from getting its hands on the most powerful chips that could fuel its AI ambitions. Unsurprisingly, these new controls haven't been met with open arms by the semiconductor industry. Companies like Nvidia and Intel, major players in the AI chip market, have expressed concerns about the impact on their business. Losing access to the Chinese market, which is huge, could be a significant blow to their bottom line. They've been lobbying the government, arguing that these restrictions will hurt US companies more than they hurt China. China isn't just sitting idly by. They've condemned these new controls as economic coercion and have vowed to take retaliatory measures. We've already seen China restrict exports of critical raw materials used in semiconductor production, like gallium and germanium. This is a clear signal that they're willing to fight back and protect their own interests. This escalating tit-for-tat could have far-reaching consequences for the global tech industry. The impact of these export controls goes way beyond the US and China. The global semiconductor supply chain is incredibly interconnected, and these restrictions are creating ripple effects worldwide. Companies around the globe are now having to reassess their supply chains and figure out how to navigate this new landscape. It's a complex puzzle with no easy solutions. So, what does all of this mean for the future of AI and technology? Well, one thing's for sure. The competition between the US and China for technological dominance is only going to intensify. These export controls are just one piece of a much larger puzzle. We're likely to see even more restrictions and retaliations in the years to come. The future of AI is intertwined with geopolitics, and it's going to be a bumpy ride. Now, one crucial area that these controls haven't fully addressed is cloud computing. Chinese companies can still access advanced AI capabilities through cloud services provided by US companies. This is a significant loophole that the government is aware of and is considering how to regulate. It'll be interesting to see how they try to close this gap in the future. So, there you have it. a deep dive into the escalating US-China chip war. Thanks for sticking with me through this complex topic. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think these export controls are effective? What are the potential unintended consequences? Let me know in the comments below. It's important to have these discussions and understand the forces that are shaping the future of technology. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content on all things AI and tech. Until next time, stay curious,